Welcome everybody. It's the Mattsby and Tracker Morning Show. Oh, I did that just for you, Cat. Good morning, meow.
Meow, meow, meow. Good morning, meow.
Yeah.
Cantonese Cat announced this morning he's not, just if you happen to be subscribing to him, just go back and unsubscribe because he's not producing any more content for a subscription channel. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I unsubscribed. For his X subscription channel.
His X account, yeah.
So,
but there will be a triumvirate show tonight at 7:30 Eastern time. So we'll be us three will be there: Cat, Meow Meow, and Tracker and myself. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. It's be a good old time. And man, it's even better because everything's looking so green, especially yesterday. I hope we get a continuation today. Like I'm just sort of like flinching all the time now. Whenever I've seen like a lot of green, I'm like, oh no, it's gonna be red the next day. So I don't know. I'm like, I've got PTSD. I'm worrying about a rug pull, but really a continuation would make more sense today. So with that said, why don't you take us on out here, Matt, to the indices. Or wherever you want to start. You're on mute.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to start with Bitcoin right there because we are experiencing some excitement out there with Bitcoin. So, is it really doing anything though? No, it's not. Right, it's still in the same range. Right, if I zoom in here, you can see the arc has been resistance for the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks actually, and the green level has been support with some liquidity grabs below. So, is this excitement time for Bitcoin? No, it's not, in my opinion. And we do need to start to get above this bottom mark at least to get more upside potential. And then to get a lot more upside potential, the top arc around like 116, 115 is going to have to break to get even more exciting to the 140s up there. But in the meantime, this is the same zone it's been in for the past 4 weeks in a row. So I'm not super excited about this just yet, even though there is a lot more bullish chatter on X. But that usually happens at resistance, and we can see, yes, it is at resistance right now. And not only that, Ethereum is also at resistance right now too, guys. You can see it's back at that arc again. But this is where max excitement usually comes in when you see people get excited. That's usually at a resistance point. So we need to see this break by weekly candle closes for both Bitcoin, for Ethereum to get more excitement coming. So otherwise, I'm still cautious here. Not really going to be excited until there's a breakout and maybe a back test of that breakout for that continuation higher. So let's get started with the indices here. And SPY, this is still continuing higher. I just have the daily chart so we can see the day-over-day momentum, and pretty much every single day it's been kind of trending higher. So that trend is continuing even this morning with the pre-market action up 85 cents. And the previous all-time highs are way up here at 612, 613. That's maybe the target to continue higher before any kind of a rejection. But one thing we can do is just to show you with a recent fib from the high to the low here that all right, let me take off the other fib, that it is breaking above the 886. And I want to show you this for the fact that it's a thing, right? Staying above this 596 is actually a really, really good development and could lead to going towards all-time highs. So SPY, that's the level I'll be watching for the rest of the week. 596.60, stay above that. It goes higher. QQQ, we can see the previous all-time highs, or not previous, sorry, yeah, the previous all-time highs are right here back in February, and that's right around 540. So I think the same situation can happen as well. Can go down, can go up towards that previous high and go and gravitate to the 548. Also, if you do a recent fib for that one from the high to the low, it's also building a base on top of that 886 as well. So 522 is going to be the level I'll watch for the rest of the week as support. IWM, this 213 is actually trying to become a support, right? Yesterday, it did get rejected by it. It did try to go above a little bit, but it got rejected. So today's another day and another opportunity to try to break this resistance. So this is important. 213.89, flip it to support. Let's get some daily candle closes above it. And that's going to be the number to watch for the rest of the week as well. So, Tracker, take it away.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love everything when it's above the 886. That signals continuation. It's like the checkered flag. It's like the green flag. Go. Go drivers,
Yeah,
go. Uh,
pretty much.
let's see. Go ahead and show my screen. Let's see. I guess I better start with Tesla. It had sort of like a crazy. I don't know. Some of you guys witnessed it in real time. Just like going nuts. Total PTSD, like I said earlier, with Tesla. I'm just going to go as tracker from now on. I'm not going to be the Tesla tracker. I'm just
You better
tracker
change
because
your handle then. You better change it.
I know, right? This chart has done so much damage to me over the time. Last night, I'm like, oh, I'm looking one more rug pull. Maybe it's going to do another rug pull, and I had this whole triangle here that it goes to the it. I deleted it out of spite. This triangle where it signals this trend right here, and it didn't quite make the trend, and maybe like goes past the trend, and we get 258.34, and no, it didn't do any of that. So 305.52 is still the number. This is where it was supposed to hold it. It went to the just about the 382, and so it was supposed to hold the 236, and then all that stuff happened with Elon and Donald, and it he had a bearish engulfing candle that goes through the 8 hour. These are 8 hour candlesticks, moving 75, comes back to it as resistance, sends it back down again for an aftershock through the monthly S1 support pivot, and then back through it again. And so now this is a bullish engulfing candle through the MA75, right around 2. So even though we sort of lost momentum last night into there's a I can't remember what was here, but on the 8 hour chart you can see the Ichimoku baselines up here. It's going to come back down, and I think it's going to test 305.52 one more time. So it's just about, I got this one drawn here, about just 3.2% lower. It should probably right at the, just show 305.52 is support now, and then it can go higher. And then I did this whole lovely chart for you guys to try to make up for last night. And oh my God, it was just temporary insanity. Just I was kind of rug pull and go down to 214. Anyway, that aside, lovely chart giving you all these levels that I think we'll hit on the way up here. I'm looking for a 2382, a continuation to 436.31, which would just get it. Look, just under the 886. So, it's resistant. Maybe, in fact, maybe this is even fourth, and maybe it's even closer to 444.45. And then gets sent back down to the 70.2%. What I did here, not that it really matters, but I just said, okay, if this is the bottom, if 305.52 is the bottom, and it runs back, and halfway back is 371. That's how I got the wave C level here. So it kind of goes 382, 114, 50%. And then off again to the races. And I think I kind of feel like my TSL chart is predicting 612 now, and Matt's 141.4 is back here at 648.65. So, and I've got this 123.6 fib at 692.25. So I think we're going to get something right around here. Like I'm sorry. I'm taking so long about Tesla. Stop, show me on the doll where Tesla touched you, tracker. Right here, so right around this zone, I think is where we're headed for. All right, that's it. That's my Tesla chart. You're welcome. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about last night. If you followed me into that whole, let's go short temporarily and see what happens. I'm going to be switching all my TSLZ back to TSLL when we get this retest of 305.52 this morning at the open. That's my thesis.
Very good. Yeah, I got
some
wait,
Tesla wait, let me just do Bitcoin real quick. Let me show Bitcoin,
okay.
and then I'll relinquish back to you. So here's my Bitcoin chart comparing to Matt's here. So I did this thing where I did this retrace from the $112,000 top. It was $112,000 even, no cents or anything on Bitstamp. Drops back to 100,000. So the 50% level, halfway right between the two, was 106,213. And we did this bullish engulfing move through the moving average 75. You can see all these clouds down here below. I think it sort of stopped right at the 886 here, about 110,681, and it's going to drop back down to the 50% level for just a bullish test back, and bang zoom go from there. So from one, I'm looking for it to go to 123,445 next. But caution around the turns here, 141.4 to the 127.2 from this bottom here, the one I just talked about, 100,000. Um, Caution around 115 to 116,000. Well, this either exactly 115, 148, or it goes through that to 116, 792. So a little test back, and then so all your Bitcoin related things are just gonna see like a little 3% drop, and then boom, up we go again. Okay, back to you, Matt.
Yeah. So Tesla for me, it's moving pretty quick. So now that we have basically confirmation, the 618 fib is going to be our support. 295.05, that is great, right? We can just say it was a big breakout, big back test. And when you put on the 50-week moving average as well, it's right there as well at 296. So fantastic retest of support. And you see this so many times in a bull trend of back testing the 50-week moving average, right? Even on the way up, you saw Tesla back test it and back test it. And then when it truly broke below and flipped it back to a resistance, then it became a bear market, right? So we're still in a bull market, still back testing the 50-week moving average is a fantastic development. So whoever says this chart is broken, it is not at all. So we're in a point now that I'm going to focus more on the log scale chart again. So this 306, right? The 786, the big old 786, 306.93. Stay above that. This goes higher, right? That's just the bottom line, right? If you want this chart to be more bullish, then it's going to have to stay above 306.93. So it is, right? 315.27 pre-market. It did close the day above it yesterday. So if this trend continues, then yeah, it's going to continue back to the major resistance zone in the 353, maybe 347, that zone right there. So this was a very predictable drop. I did warn multiple weeks about this happening up here, but people had to relate it to a news why it happened. But actually, the chart kind of told you first it was going to happen before it really happened. So 306.93, guys, just keep on watching that level. Stay above it. Accumulation zone is still basically in this zone, right? You can look at the linear scale chart. It's still basically in between the 321 and the 295. Still looking pretty good, but the closer it gets to 321, it might get rejected there. But either way, this is still a fantastic zone for accumulation, like I mentioned on X last week, because this is really the back test zone, this whole area right here with a little liquidity grab
Yeah.
below. So Tesla looks fantastic to me. I think the continuation higher is there, but if you're looking for all-time highs, that's not going to happen until this arc right here gets flipped to a support. So we got some ways before that happens, but in the meantime, 306.93. Just keep watching that. And I'll do a chart request now that we're finally getting into the chart request. Neo,
I know,
we're
sorry.
gonna we're looking at the chart is not very bullish at all, right? The one thing you can say about this chart, if you look at just the market symmetry alone, without the fibs, you can see that it had a destination and it went down directly to this blue angle right here after breaking below this orange level. But you see how this back test of the orange level really confirmed it as resistance and it just sent it much lower. So is this going to have a reversal anytime soon? Well, as long as it stays below the 392, it's not going to have any kind of reversal at all. So that's going to be the goal. If you want to see some kind of reversal back to some support, that's going to be that. You can also put on the Ichimoku and see what really is needed to get on top of the cloud, because this has not been on top of the cloud since back in 2021. Right, that is the last time it was on top of the cloud. So if you really want a trend reversal, it's going to be this 618 fib. It's going to be the top of this cloud, the 551, and that's it. Right. Until then, this is a bearish chart. It's a bearish downtrend, and it has potential to still even go down to the low threes or even break through it and get back to the 786 at 279. So nothing about this chart is bullish yet, but could it be in a bottoming formation? Possibly. But I don't like to trade off. It could be. I like confirmations, and there is no confirmation this chart wants to be bullish yet. So until it can start to at least establish a base on top of the 392, then I'm just going to be cautious with this one. So Neo, whoever's been bullish out there, the long invest, I'm just going to stay away from it.
All right, and I've got my chart request ready. KD Kindrel Holdings. I don't like NIO either. KD Holdings. It's got this great pattern right here. At first, this looked like a good 1-2, and then I decided no, this makes a much better 1-2, and it looks like it is already working at it. So it hit resistance here, I think, It's possible it could continue to the 618, 48, 44, just because it's still over right now. But it does have this gap down here. Oh, this is a 2-week chart. It does have this gap down here. I'd like to see it drop back to 34.81 for support for the 236, and then it'll go on to the 123.6 at 70.49, back down to the 764 at 53.65, and then the 23.6 fib at 106.17. So let's see, as far as price improvement goes, that's not too shabby. So wave 3 top here. After maybe a test back down of 14%, 14.5% haircut. If I'm wrong, it does want to go higher to the 618 to be about 9% higher. That would take it to this chart's 886 compared to its all-time. It opened at the top, and check out support levels before. Now it's in this retracement level. So yeah, anything if you see it go over 46.98, then it's just going to go bang right up to 127.2 or the 141.4. So there you go. KYD. I'll hold it still right here so you can take your screenshot. The markets love it on the 2-week chart. MCDX plus. Retail's is completely pushed out. So yeah, it's a good looking chart. What next? I've got to undo.
I got grab on deck here. Grab.
Grab a ride with grab.
So grab. Yes, grab a ding dong. Okay. Anyways, let's go to the 382 right here, the 491, and we can see that is trying real hard to be a support, and so far it is succeeding. So if you're looking for an opportunity for accumulation, I think this is kind of it, right? The 491. Every time price wicks below it, it's basically getting that liquidity below, getting closer to the cloud. So this is a great zone. Anytime it goes below the 491, I think it's an amazing time for opportunity to accumulate for the potential to go higher. And after that, maybe build a nice little base here and then go towards the 630 and the orange GAN level above, maybe $7. So great development for grab. And this is exactly the kind of bullish chart I'd like to see before it really wants to break out again.
All right, and I just want to comment that I love the comments in the chat here about some potential names for me. I'm going to take them all under advisement. I like Tractor Steve. It sounds kind of like a Ranger Rick. Let's see. I've got. I'm just going to do Hood real quick because I know a lot of people are worrying about that one. I had a 764 for a 74.71 up here, and it went a little higher, about 77.87. I'm still looking forward to test back down to the 382. Robinhood did not get included in the S&P 500 like a lot of people were thinking it might. It's holding strong though up here at the 76.4% fib. But it really should drop back to 51.75 would be a healthy place for it to get some momentum back, or draw the bow as one might say, and to the 132 100%, and then so yeah, I think Robinhood it's probably at resistance is what I would say. Now let's look for 51.75. If it gets over 76.09 though, then we're looking at a breakout. So just keep an eye on that. I guess I should also put an alert right there. Okay, and then let's see. Oh, I'm kind of jumping out of order. I'm sorry. Just because I saw this one and I have a chart for this already. Here's Gorilla Technology, GRRR. This is the chart I've got for it. It kind of did this 1, 2, and so a 382, 236 would take it to 28.24 next. About 21% higher, and then the whole chart goes all the way to the 2236 at 106.35. So the wave 3 would take you about 181% higher. Wave 5 would take you about 371% higher. And it looks like there's a 141 right there. So maybe we should temper expectations to 97.86. At least initially. That'll sort of be the rough part here. All right, Matt, do you have another one? And then I'm going to go back into the order of the chat here.
Yeah, I got PCT. I think we are in order so far. PCT.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so my PCT chart here, I see it approaching the top of the Ichimoku cloud, and I do have a log based fib right here of 923 that kind of flipped back to support. So that's going to be the main zone to watch, right? 923, just keep holding that support, and I think over time it can break through this cloud as resistance, head to the 1271 above. So it's a good looking chart. It just needs maybe a little bit more time to get above the cloud here. So perhaps a little bit more consolidation at this higher level before trying to break above. But ultimately, the bottom of the or the top of the cloud is going to be in the weeks to come around 1006. So that's really going to be the target to stay above in the future. Just stay above that top of the cloud and then go higher. So good looking chart. But if you're looking for a breakout, it's not going to happen until this 1271 gets broken and flipped to a support.
Let's see. Someone mentioned Micron, and I am just going to do a quick Micron extension here. Yeah, we're 382. So let's see. Let's look for Micron to do. I guess that's just the flavor of the year of 2025. The 382 at 108, 109.83. It's also at resistance now. Back to the 236 at 91. Up to the 0.6. Down to the 764, and then on to the. So there's my initial projection for Micron. Looks like it does want to go from the pandemic low to the 100 to all of it here from 157.22. 191 is my 100% fib. I don't know. Watch 191.68 eventually, but for now, I think it could be at resistance. If I'm wrong, it goes up to the 618 next, which would bring it just under the 886. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I kind of like that's almost even more entertaining. Let's do that. Let's do 618236. So now I'm changing my mind completely. 139.66 next. Oh man, that is 25% higher from where price is right now. So there you go, MU, and it's still the rest of the chart's exactly the same. It's just a matter of does it go 382.236 or 618.236? Same thing. Otherwise, everywhere else. Micron. Here you can take your screenshot. And then XRP, KWM, K-Wave Media. Did I do this once before? Yes, I did do this once before. I'm just looking for a simple retrace here. Yeah, 382.236.618. So it's still working on the 382 move. So 892 is next. It hasn't been that long since I looked at this. Yeah, about 63% higher to 892 is what's coming up next with a back test to 609 again. And GLXY, Galaxy Digital. I don't know if I've done this one before. I put a fib on it. I better come back to this one, Matt. This is going to take a minute. Do you have one that you want to do next?
Yeah, I got it. I see NPWR on the list, so I'll just jump on that one. So NPWR, just using the daily chart, is trying to get a little bit more bullish, and we can put on the averages as well just to see that it is flipping the 50-day moving average to a support. So it does have room to go up higher. So the top of the cloud on the 100 day is really around the 457 up here, maybe 439. So that is going to be potentially the next resistance zone. When you go to the weekly chart, it is back above the conversion line, which that is a good thing for reversing this huge downtrend. So if that can stabilize above this 224, then this has potential to actually go higher. But this is technically still not a bullish chart because there is no higher high on the high time frame, just a bunch of lower highs and lower lows on a very deep V lower low so far. But if you want to see this momentum continue higher, then this 224 has to hold, right? As soon as weekly candles start to close below it, then the downtrend will probably continue and it'll go lower and lower. So if you're looking for a line in the sand, then that's basically it must continue to stay above the weekly conversion line as support. Otherwise, it has no hope at all. No hope. So we'll see.
I've got that Galaxy Digital chart now. So it's a long-term chart. LES just crossed 415. I'll have to look at that in a second. So from this low to this high to this higher low, we have the 1-2 complete, They did a 618,236, so my next target is 123.6 at 48.89. And if you look back to the left, why it's the Mattsby 127.2 at 48.27. So it's almost they match right up really well. So that's my target next from where price is right now to there, about 130% higher. After that, it would normally get a test back to the 76.4 at $31.15, and then on to extend to the wave 5 would take it to the 2236 at $86. And there you go, Galaxy Digital.
All right, I got
Did you do?
Beyond.
Oh yeah, you do. Is that Beyond Meat or is it just Beyond Good and Evil?
I don't know. Beyond Ink. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the fundamentals. So
I like Beyond Meat, or I made some money off of it on an IPO.
Fair enough. But this chart right here, if you look at the high time frame, it's basically kind of like the Neo chart, how it went below the orange level and then flipped it to a resistance here and then it went lower. But unlike Neo, it's actually trying to get more bullish, right? It actually reclaimed the blue angle, reclaimed the conversion line, trying to battle the baseline right now at 681. So it's a good development here, but it has a little more resistance to break through to get more bullish. So 681, this is the mandatory weekly candle close to get more bullish, right? If it keeps just wicking above wick like the past 4 weeks, then the possibility to go back and retest the 547 is there, or even the angle below at 460. So I think we're just looking at a lot more time for this chart, and potentially, even if it does break above, there's the 50-week, there's a cloud, there's a 45-degree angle, and it might just get rejected and then go for another higher low somewhere down here before trying to get more bullish. So I think it's going to take a lot more time for this to ultimately break this orange level here, and that's around $9. So if you're looking for some kind of massive breakout, it's going to be after this $9 zone, which it's not even near right now. So more time, but it is a healthy development in the right direction, trying to get more bullish. So break above 681, it's got a chance. Otherwise, your support still is 547 below.
All right, I got this crazy ONDO InsurTech. I thought for sure they meant ONDS, which I'm super bullish on right now.
Well, no, it's ONDO's a crypto. They always ask for
okay. Sorry. I always get that one wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah, I can jump on it real quick though, because I have a chart already set up for it. Yeah. Yeah, I think they were asking for what, ONDO and Coreum. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll do both of those real quick. Oh, and XRP too. I see that. So here's the ONDO chart. Oops, I just chose the one that you chose. That's not good. Let's see here. There's no change. There's no change after last week, right? It bounced off the arc, like I said last week, and the resistance is still 94 to 98 cents. So yeah, literally there's no change on this chart since I talked about it last week. So still range bound, and your support 77 cents. Your resistance basically $1. And the Coreum, let's take a update on this one as well. Coreum USD, Bitstamp. Yeah, the weekly chart, it's still below all that stuff. Is there a better chart? Yeah, there's a better chart here. The 100-week moving average is trying to be a support. So I think that has been the focus before. That's 0.12829. So that's it. Just keep staying above it. It can't get above the 50-week moving average yet. So that's 0.133. So that's your battle right here. Holding support, breaking resistance. That's the battle, and needs to break above that 50-week in order to get to the baseline above at 18 cents. So it has a possibility to go higher. The back test looks completed all the way down here with the bottom of the cloud. So it does seem like it has potential to break that resistance. And XRP, there's really only one thing that I'm paying attention to on this chart. Well, two things actually. The 225 right here, the 886, maintain that as support. And the other thing I'm really focusing on is this bull market support band, which is the 20-week moving average at 233.280. So it's stuck. It is ultimately stuck inside the bull market support band and above there. So if you're looking for a breakout, it's got to close another week above this bull market support band to flip it to support. So it's not looking for a breakout. This just is more confirmation that everything's stuck in a range still. Like Ethereum stuck, and Bitcoin is stuck, XRP is stuck. A lot of them are still stuck. And I see golden parachute. You asked for Ethereum. I talked about that at the very beginning of the show. It's at resistance right now, so we'll see if it can break above. But Tracker, back to you.
All right, thanks, Matt. I've got NBIS here. I've done this one before. They give you 2 ways to go: the ABC or 5 waves up. 5 waves up did not pan out. It did not turn back down from the 764 to the 382, so I'm deleting this. It's just going bye-bye now. Instead, we're left with this ABC. So 50% back to the 11.4, and it went a little bit lower. And then the 786 is maybe my next target, possibly even this 886 here. So your target is between, well, just right here, between 71.25 and 78.66. 71.25 to 78.76. 78.66. Gosh, what am I doing? Fingers. There we go. That's my next target for this. If it goes to 886, that's a 53% higher from where prices right now. There you go. That's NBIS from where I can see it from here. QBTS, I've got a chart for that already. I'm sure because I've been trading this one. I think I'm in this one. No, I'm not in this one right now. Let's see. Why am I not in this one right now? 3, 4. QBTS is going 53%, no, 58% higher to my target is 28.74 next. And that, yeah, we already had the 141 and then that, and yep. 28.74 is my target for the 2382 at right there. Let's see. Let me just drop. LMND did a bunch of turns yesterday, so this is a good one to look at right now. Yep, it set off my 382 target. So as I suspect it's going to at least the 618. And then looking back at the much larger retracement, the 23.6 fibs back here, 52.28. So my next target is between my 6.93 and this 23.6 fib retracement, 52.28. So that's about 23% higher from where Eliminate is right now. And then I expect it would, this market, I don't know. Normally it would come back to 34.28 for the 236. Maybe it extends to 764 and then comes back to the 382 instead for support. Let's just watch these. Ask me again if we get over $51, and I'll probably tell you 57.29 is the next is the resistance from there.
Okay.
I've got. Oh, I'm sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna do a CRISPR. I'm looking at ones that we haven't done in a while.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I was gonna do,
please do,
because there's so many out there. I love all these chart requests, guys, but we have a limited amount of time. So I just wanted to show you my CRISPR chart because it's doing a good thing, right? Just at looking at market symmetry alone, it's breaking above the arc here. Finally, after all this time of this V bottom, and that scare in April just hit symmetrical support finally for the first time since 2018. So all of this was a great just liquidity grab to go where it was supposed to go. But now this chart is actually getting more bullish. So we can also combine the other things now to take a look at what's really going on. And it's trying to break above one indicator at a time. And the next one is really trying to break above is this baseline. It's not succeeding just yet, but that's 42.96. So once we get above of that, then it has potential to go to the 44.80, and the big 45-degree angle is going to be the next major zone to break above, and that's around $50 currently. So all I care about though, hold the arc, right? That is 41.15. Maintain that as support, and this can go higher. So CRISPR, and I made a post earlier about like all the arcs, ARKW, ARKQ, ARKK, they're all doing phenomenal. This is just perfect, right? Showing a risk on environment for everything. So yes, that includes CRISPR, that includes everything. I don't even know if Kathy Wood still has an ARKK. Maybe she does. I don't even know. But this used to be in her fund. I know that. But right now, it looks like it goes higher, just like all the other risk-on stuff. Tracker.
Very cool. All right, my last one here is Ouster, OUST. Last time I looked at this stock, I had this whole thing makes a bullish, a bearish wedge up and then drops even lower. Pulling off it's built now, and the institutions seem to like it. They're really crowding out the retail. So let's see what I can see. I'm trying to do a short-term chart off of this higher high and this higher low. So let's look for it's already almost at the sevens. It did 764. Now it's too low. It's too low. Let's see. 764,382 would give it some momentum to the 1382, the 100, the 2382. Really, I need the other template here. There you go. All right, so here it is on a shorter scale. Go ahead and take your screenshot. So I think it's almost a resistance again, 1628. It'll go back to this Ichimoku cloud, 1106, up to the 1382 at 2476, back to 1951, and then 30. And that gets it almost back to its original, to the larger degree, 23.6 fib. And so here's the larger degree chart. And I guess all I need to do is just kind of take this and kind of pull it out. And like that. So 6971 is where it's trying to get to eventually. That's the 382 retrace of this move from where it IPO'd, shot up, and then like completely lost it. So if it wants to get bullish, it's got to get to 6971 next. Not drop lower. I mean, it could do the 11.4, but I should move these to the left. TGM left. Oh, nope, put upside down. Anyway, yeah, it's got legs. It's got legs, so I think it does. Then where are we going from here? So the wave 3 top is about 74% higher to the wave 5 top, 150% higher. To get to that 382, that's 365% higher. So, it's got. And there you go. Maybe we should do a big request show tonight, because by doing a lot of requests back to back, we start to see a lot of patterns repeated, and you get a really good feel for. I mean, not like you and Kat and I don't do it already, but you get a really. It shows the audience a good feel for what's coming. You see all these charts looking the same way.
Yeah, and that's what I love that on my Patreon for all my chart requests that I do on there, because sometimes I do things that I don't even recognize, but then I'm like, yeah, this chart is really looking good now, or the opposite too. But recently there's so many developments, like even CRISPR, things are getting more and more positive out there. Things are getting more and more bullish. So I mean, to turn bearish right now when things are just flipping the switch, I think that is the incorrect thing to do. I think this is something that is building momentum and could be very explosive for the latter half of 2025 and into 2026.
Yeah, 2025, it started off so bad. Like, we were so bullish going into it, and then we have decimation. And now it's just, it was the drop in the roller coaster that gives us the momentum to just go higher again now. So, not that roller coasters do that. Usually you start at the top and lower. You know what I mean? Here's ONDS, just a quick on the way out. ONDS dropped back. It did a rug pull last night, right after the close, but it's a great buying opportunity. You can buy right now. My cost basis is right about where it is, 143. I'm looking for it to go 94% higher to $2.83 next, 177% higher to $4.04 next, which has confluence with the 127.2 back here at 417. And there you go. Yeah, ONDS, I like it. I bought a bunch of it. I doubled down last night after the rug pull. All right, Matt, I look forward to seeing you, and Kat, I look forward to seeing you tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, we'll see you tonight, guys.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.